Hello everybody, Forrest Montes here. This video is like about tale number 2 or part 2 of my long video about survival knives, which is made, let's say, 2 days ago. This is kind of practical way how to explain what I feel, how I feel, and this is not about a particular knife, but it is about type of knives. I've got 3 pair of examples, what I call here like a standard knife, let's say as a folders. I got here is my Spyderco 2XL, Spyderco Manix 2XL, and Cold Steel SR1. You've seen them many times. But also I got a couple of benches here, but all of them are painted, so it's a little bit weird here now. So another example of that kind of combo, because all these knives are in similar size. My modified Heft or Hest 4 DPX, made by DPX, and this is CVV Tamashii. See, the general size is same, and my most favorite examples of these are these two knives made by Tops Helion Elite and Tops Silent Hero. Each of these pair contains 2 blades, which could be like similar or same, very close. I mean, when you buy the knife, but of course for many people which are watching my channel, they know how this one works. So that's why I call this one survival folder. Doesn't matter if you say survival or compared to the other as a, let's say, standard knife, standard folder. That's it must be obvious, because each of these knives are, what is the standard version has a thinner blade, more slicey, usually lighter, and these things, and should be better and or shine in the slicing and these standard knife things. And then there are the others which are made usually more they're overbuilt, let's say, they are more tough, they should take some abuse, and of course they're not excel in that light let's say slicing, cutting, and these things. Why? Because this is of sacrificing, but they should have an advantage in another task. Now we go to the, I don't want to say test, but we want to see the difference. So the 2 things: one, why I want to have this knife, let's say standard knife, it's folder, some kind of small, let's say EDC 4 inches up to 5 inches maximum, and the longer blades, say 6.5, even longer blades, because then we're gonna see the differences. Let's go. So the question number 1 is why I want to have standard fixed blade, because nice slicing. Tamashii haven't been tested yet. Not a bushcrafty knife, definitely. And the Silent Hero. So, slicers. Maybe like choppers or Wilimbers. These are still the standard ones. May this one do it? I don't know, to be honest. Yep. And of course the Silent Hero shouldn't have any problems with this task, of course. And because it's longer, it should do these things, and you can see those fine slices, something what we can consider as a standard knife using. Carry on. I wanna do this one short as possible, Sorry, it. The point is, the deep cuts I can do, or deep slices I can do with these, let's say, standard blades. So you see the Tamashii. There was a knot, that's why it was like that. So, but this one is absolutely fine. So we can see it, and of course, this one here. Nice. The slicers. We also might need them to see them as a very light choppers. Maybe some of them. Not sure about the Tamashii because that's very light blade. This knife wasn't built for it, so just I'm trying. And of course, this one will be, because it's a bigger knife. So I'll take something more for it. So as we can see, I can slice, I can chop, I can make a point, I can do these cuts, I can do. That's what's important here. Okay, what's important here? I'll start with this, of course. Slicing, so the fine things, only what you can't see here is some food prep, because I guess you understand I don't have it here, but I should ask those knives to perform in that task. Oh, mosquitoes. This is the very first one now. What is the thing here? What I like for these is this one. So these light slices in controlled position, let's say with a front finger choil. This is the reason for these light slicers for me. We'll see how this one goes with this. I never tried with this knife. Uh-oh, it goes almost through. D2 steel. And also, again, very light controlled slicing. And we won't be surprised again. So everything I got here is the same. Only what's the difference is the size and the weight of the knife, of course. So I can add some harder task, especially when we go to some light batoning, chopping, and these things. Even with this a relatively thin blade, and also again I can do these very light control slices. So this is just the example for it. Then, of course, I want to have these knives for some batoning. But now I go only for these bigger knives, and because what I need from this knife is to baton through this. Somebody said, oh, this thick piece of wood, but for me it's definitely not. See, I go from the long way, about 2 inches, and what I ask this knife, let's say my standard belt knife, just go through this. I don't need more from it. Even that it was twisted, as you can see, there was a knot here, so a bit harder even. But what I want from its survival brother, I want much more. I want much more. This is harder wood, even thicker. You can see the knot in the middle too. This was much more harder task for it. You can see even the black or darker line of the coating, so it was tough, and I don't want to do it with the Silent Hero, but I don't hesitate really to do it with this knife. Same, I might ask to do the Tamashii, never baton with the knife, to go through this, and I'm okay with this. Maybe I just do this one for you guys, otherwise I won't do it normally. Twisted here, so oh, there is a knot. Somehow found a knot. I won't do this one many times, guys, with this knife. What I want to say, it survives nicely. No loose, nothing like that. Never baton with the knife. And it does this one. But I don't want to ask more from such a kind of blade. Absolutely not. Yeah, fine. On the other hand, SR1, I follow the line folder. So and of course fixed blade. So let's say the brother here for the Tamashi. Of course, with the slicer, I want to ask for something like this one too. Easy, absolutely easy. Of course, what I want, or what can I ask for too, is to do something like drill something like this one, then go around, and here this one is softer wood, but even that I will do it very carefully. This is something I might ask for because it could be necessary for me. But the tip is very delicate. What about the Tamashi? Here the tip is too delicate too, because it's fixed blade. I dare to do a bit more. This trailing point is not something I really normally use, but it works nicely for that what I need. And of course here it's not the big problem. I can do this one. Now so I don't hesitate to go much more harder to eventually go through, because that will be, let's say, the goal of what I need. I believe I'm even through, almost. I'm almost through. And of course I don't care to do this one with the knife, of course. And something else. So all those tasks where I did the slices with the slice, let's say the more standard knife, the slicing knives, the task I did, so let's say there is no the food prep, but the carving, the light chopping, the standard cutting, rope cutting, light drilling, and what I did, rope cutting I said. Okay, so these things I want from my knives, from my standard knives. From my, let's say, survival knives, I ask for that. Maybe not on that level, no, definitely not on that level, because of course all of them will be thicker blade. I mean, the survival knives will be thicker blade with steep angle, so they won't probably slice as nice or as good as that standard knives, but still they can perform pretty well. Let's say for 3 stars out of 5. The slicer should do it 4 or even 5 to 5. Now, what I don't want from my slicer knives, because that's why I got these, is something like this one. and of course three pieces of thin, no any damage on the tip. So that's the thing, that's the point. Now the saw back is there, nicely set it up. Almost I chopped this one down. So what's important is I might need to do this from whatever reason. So I don't have any problem to do it with this knife. Yeah, it does some. But it's not as dull as it could be. And the second, I got this spare blade, which is still sharp. That's one thing, and the other thing is this one. Let's say that's why I like this secondary blade here. For that, maybe I need to go to this, and I don't want to go to chop with this main blade. It's the thinness. It's okay. Let's do it in this way, because that should be all right for the blade, because it's wood. Never buttoned on the other side, but I'm true. And because this is standard, this is wood, and this is steel, it should survive without any problems. And as you can see, there is no any problem. So these are scratches or something from the wood, but the edge is dulled. I feel that, but there's no problem. And as you can see on the other side, I can't even feel the dullness, because this one was kind of, or a little bit dull than the one. Or there are some pieces of like kind of dirt. I don't know, we might see that, but I don't care. I don't care. Sorry, I need to remove the can. Okay, sorry. So I hope this video can give us more ideas, or more informations how I see or how I'm looking for that survival knife and for standard knife. So that's why I like to have both, because one of them I don't really hesitate to use it quite hard, and the second I might use it harder than, let's say, many people will do, especially this one, because as I said, this is the best slicer out of my folders. But of course there is sacrificing of that toughness. the blade is simply thin and full flatted. So, but this is the different story. There's no any sign. This is not even dulled. This seems to be still same sharp like before. So that's why, sorry, nature. That's why I like differs or got two different categories with knife. One for what is for me a survival. What does it mean for me? What I can do with the knife? I can abuse it pretty widely, and I said many times. That's why I like this one over T3 tracker. It's a T3, not T1, because T1 is much heavier and a bit longer, so it's more splitter and kind of hatchet type. But this is more to the knife. So compared to the T3 tracker, is longer, but very close weight, about 1 ounce differences, maybe less. But this, even because the blade is goes forward, so it helps me when I chop it. So it's slightly like the trackers got it's not like that, it's not that pronounced, but still, and it's longer, so I got long reach, so I can use it a bit more, let's say, as a like a machete, but not like that, you understand, but still I can delimb something when I can make a path with T-Tracker is much more shorter, and the sweet spot is even lower. So that's why the second thing, I use this one when I build here something on my cabin. We use the timber, building timber or lumber, the square timber simply. So I cut notches in there, then I use this one as a wedge, and then hammer it, pounded it into it, and just use it for the leverage. Sorry, I forget that. So so talk of that big chunks of wood. Then I took some buttoner like this one, let's say, and use this one like chisel. So I made the corners or the parts flatted, so it helps me really to build what I needed. And of course I had the saw to make it proper squares, which will be also helpful. And if I need it, so I can, if I need pry, that's the word, when I need to pry something, then I can stick this more fine point into something, but the tip whites very fast, so I can use it really with some kind of leverage, and I don't need to be worried. Then I can baton really pretty nice pieces of wood with this one. So, and it is still knife, so it has 365 grams or something like that. Standard 7 inches blade, not really overlonged knife, so definitely caber length knife. So I can do lots of things with it. I can put some finer edge again on it, but after that, this part is still sharp, and this part is still sharp. So this one is kind of, but it's still useful for woodworking. So, and for what I said, the SR1 is absolutely fine, and this one, nothing on it. So I'm glad. So that's why I made a kind of sharp. It looks like shark shaped the tip, and it works really nice. This is really. I thought about to change this on very long time. I said, shall I do it or not? I said, okay, I like to have some this kind short and tough tanto blade, because I like it. Yeah, because I like it. I like it. So I said, how can I do it? There's no any I've seen on the market. So okay, I sacrifice this one. If something goes wrong, then I could buy another one, new one with the drop point blade. But I'm really happy with this. It's shorter, it's lighter than it was before, so it's faster, so it's more, I can have it more time with me because it's smaller and lighter, but it's very tough. It's very tough, and I can use it more widely because there was another 90-degree spine, so now I can make a fire out of it. It's not that long, the hog here was. I can use this one. I like this to when I open the boxes or something, or even when I process the wood, or if I do carving, I can inside put the inside the tip and use it in this way. It's flat, so I can control the line. So I got the line here straight down, and I know because it's not rounded, so if I do this, the cut or the slice is still straight. So there is no, because it's not belly, there is no angles. There are no angles, so I can do it in this way. That's why I like it, and it works. It works pretty nice. Absolutely great blade. So I'm happy with that, and that's it. So that was my vision of those survival and standard belt knives. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Bye.